Imagine you are driving down a highway at night. It is raining. The windshield wipers are slapping back and forth, a hypnotic rhythm against the glass. You are tired. You have been driving for a long time, searching for a place to rest, searching for a destination that feels like home. Up ahead through the mist and the darkness you see a glow. It is bright. It is electric. It is a neon sign buzzing and humming in the wet air. It spells out a promise. Maybe it says vacancy. Maybe it says open. Maybe it says success. From a distance, that light is the most beautiful thing in the world. It cuts through the gloom. It promises warmth. It promises that you have finally arrived. But then you get closer. You pull off the highway, you park the car, and you step out into the cold rain. And suddenly, the magic is gone. Up close, you can see the dead bugs trapped in the light fixture. You can hear the annoying, anxious buzzing of the electricity. You can see the paint peeling off the wall behind the sign. You can see the flickering tube that is about to burn out. The light was a lie. It was just gas trapped in a glass tube, electrified to look like something alive. It was a neon promise, bright from afar but hollow, cold, and fragile when you finally touch it. This is the reality of the American dream in the 21st century. We have all been driving down that highway. We have all been chasing that light. We have been told since the moment we were born that if we just drive far enough, if we just work hard enough, if we just buy the right things and get the right degree and marry the right person, we will reach the destination. We will be happy. We will be safe. We will be complete. But look around you. Look at the people who have reached the destination. Look at the people living under the neon light. Are they happy? Are they safe? Or are they just as tired, just as anxious, and just as lost as the people still driving in the dark? Tonight, we are going to turn off the sign. We are going to stand in the dark and look at the reality of the machine we have built. We are going to explore why the things we were promised, the house, the car, the career, the freedom, often feel like a trap once we actually get them. We are going to talk about the neon promises that run our society, and why waking up from the dream might be the only way to actually save your life. If you have ever felt like you checked all the boxes but the page is still blank, if you have ever wondered why making it feels so much like faking it, then you need to hear this. Please hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of people who are ready to stop chasing the illusion and start building something real. Let's start with the history of the glow. We have to understand that the American dream was not always a vague hope. It was a specific marketing campaign. After World War II, America had a surplus of factories and a surplus of money. We needed people to buy things. We needed to convert a wartime economy into a consumer economy. So the advertisers created a picture. You know the picture. You have seen it in old magazines. The white picket fence, the green lawn, the golden retriever, the father coming home with a briefcase, the mother in the kitchen with a smile, the two happy children. This image was beamed around the world. It was exported in our movies, our music, and our television shows. It became the global definition of the good life. It told the world, if you follow this script, you will be happy. But here is the trick. Here is the neon gas inside the tube. The script was dependent on consumption. Happiness was not defined by your relationships, your philosophy, or your connection to nature. Happiness was defined by what you owned. The dream was a shopping list. And the genius of the marketing was that the list never ended. In the 1950s, the dream was a radio and a car. In the 1980s, the dream was a TV in every room and a bigger car. In the 2020s, the dream is a smart home, a Tesla, infinite travel, and a body that looks like it was sculpted by AI. The goalpost moves. That is the design of the system. It is called the hedonic treadmill. Imagine a hamster wheel made of neon lights. You get on it because it looks fun. You start running. You think, if I just run fast enough, I will get the prize. So you get the promotion. You get the raise. You feel a burst of dopamine. The light flashes. You feel good for a month. But then the treadmill speeds up. Your new salary becomes your new normal. You look around and you see that your neighbor has a better car. You see that your friend on Instagram is in Bali. Suddenly, what you have is not enough. The glow fades. You need more electricity. You need to run faster. This is not a bug in the American dream. This is the feature. The economy relies on you feeling incomplete. If you were truly happy with what you had, you would stop buying. You would stop working 80 hours a week. The GDP would flatten. The stock market would stall. So the culture conspires to keep you in a state of low-level dissatisfaction. It bombards you with 5,000 advertisements a day. Every single one of them carries the same hidden message. You are broken. This product will fix you. You are too fat, buy this. You are too lonely, download this. You are too bored, watch this. You are too poor, hustle like this. We are living in a hall of mirrors, where every reflection shows us a version of ourselves that is lacking. And the tragedy is, we believe the mirrors. We internalize the neon promise. We think that the hollowness we feel inside is our fault. We think, if I just had that job, I wouldn't feel this way. But then you get the job, and the hollowness is still there, just wearing a more expensive suit. Let's talk about the specific promises, the pillars of the dream. Promise number 1, the home. Ownership, that is the holy grail. Stop renting, buy a piece of the earth. We are told that owning a home is the ultimate sign of adulthood. It is safety. It is wealth. But look at the reality for the modern generation. To buy that home, you often have to shackle yourself to a 30-year debt that swallows half your income. You have to move further and further away from the city, away from your friends, away from culture, out into the sprawling, silent suburbs. We built these suburbs to be sanctuaries, but they have become isolation chambers. You drive into your garage, you close the door, you walk into your house, you are sealed off. We traded community for square footage. In the old villages, in the old neighborhoods, people lived on top of each other. It was noisy, yes, but it was alive. You knew the butcher, you knew the baker, you raised your kids in the street. Now we have big backyards that we never use because we are too tired from the commute. We have fences that are 6 feet high. We have Ring doorbells that watch the street so we don't have to look out the window. We have achieved the dream of privacy, and we have found that privacy feels a lot like loneliness. The neon promise of the home was sanctuary. The reality is solitary confinement with a mortgage. Promise number 2, the career. The dream tells us that you are what you do. Your value as a human being is directly tied to your productivity. So what do you do? It is the first question we ask at a party. We are sizing each other up. We are looking for the rank on the shoulder. We are told to find our passion. We are told that if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. This is one of the most dangerous lies of them all. Because when you turn your passion into your job, you often kill the passion. You take the thing that brought you joy, writing, coding, painting, cooking, and you attach a dollar sign to it. You attach a deadline to it. You attach a client to it. Suddenly, the thing you loved becomes the thing that stresses you out. And for those who don't have a passion that can be monetized, they feel like failures. They feel like they are wasting their lives because they work a normal job to pay the bills. The neon promise tells us that work should be the source of our meaning. It should be our religion. But work was never meant to be a religion. Work is meant to be a trade. You trade your time for resources so that you can live your life outside of work. By making career the center of our identity, we have created a fragile society. Because what happens when you get laid off? What happens when you retire? What happens when the industry changes and your skills are obsolete? If you are your job, then when you lose your job, you lose yourself. The light flickers and dies. We see this with the hustle culture on the internet. The neon sign is brighter than ever. Young people are told they need to be CEOs by 25. They need to have a side hustle. They need to generate passive income. They need to build a personal brand. They are performing success before they have even experienced life. They are renting Lamborghinis to take photos for Instagram to sell a course on how to get a Lamborghini. It is a pyramid scheme of validation. It looks glittering from the outside. It looks like everyone is rich, everyone is traveling, everyone is crushing it. But peel back the layer, look behind the phone screen. You find burnout. You find anxiety rates that are off the charts. You find a generation that is terrified of stillness because stillness means they aren't being productive. They are running on a treadmill that is moving at 100 miles per hour, terrified that if they trip, they will fall off the edge of the world. Promise number 3, freedom. This is the big one. America is the land of the free. But what does freedom mean in the context of the neon dream? It usually means consumer choice. You are free to choose between 50 types of cereal. You are free to choose between 100 streaming services. You are free to choose which car to buy. But are you free to not participate? Are you free to slow down? Are you free to opt out of the rat race without falling into poverty? Are you free to get sick without going bankrupt? Real freedom is the freedom of time. It is the ability to wake up in the morning and say, "This day belongs to me." But the American dream is expensive. It requires maintenance. To keep the house, the car, the insurance, the lifestyle, you have to sell your time. You have to sell your freedom. We have built a golden cage. The bars are made of credit cards and car loans. The door is locked by our own desire for more. We think we are the masters of our possessions, but our possessions are the masters of us. The things you own end up owning you. You have to clean them. You have to insure them. You have to repair them. You have to worry about them being stolen. Every object you bring into your life is a thin thread of mental energy attached to your brain. When you have 1,000 objects, you are tied down by 1,000 threads, like Gulliver tied down by the Lilliputians. You cannot move, you cannot breathe. And yet the neon sign buzzes on. Buy more, be free. It is a paradox, a cruel joke. So what happens when the sign breaks? What happens when you realize the promise was empty? This is where we are right now as a culture. We are in the flickering stage. We are seeing a massive wave of disillusionment. We are seeing the quiet quitting. We are seeing the van life. We are seeing people walking away from the corporate ladder. People are realizing that the juice isn't worth the squeeze. They are realizing that they were sold a map to a treasure chest, but when they got there, the chest was empty. This realization is painful. It feels like grief. It involves mourning the life you thought you were going to have. It involves admitting that you were tricked. But this moment, this dark, rainy moment in the parking lot where the neon sign buzzes and dies, this is the most important moment of your life. Because when the artificial light goes out, you can finally see the stars. When you stop chasing the neon promise, you can start asking yourself what you actually want. Not what the commercials want, not what your parents want, not what society wants. What do you want? Maybe you don't want a big house. Maybe you want a small apartment and the ability to walk to a coffee shop. Maybe you don't want to be a CEO. Maybe you want to work 30 hours a week and spend the rest of the time painting or hiking or playing with your kids. Maybe you don't want a new car. Maybe you want to drive your old car until it dies so you don't have a payment. This is the rejection of the neon. It is the embrace of the real. The real is not as flashy. It doesn't buzz. It doesn't attract attention from the highway. The real looks like a dinner party with friends where the food is cheap, but the laughter is loud. The real looks like sitting on a porch, reading a book from the library. The real looks like wearing clothes until they wear out. The real looks like knowing your neighbors' names. It is a quieter dream, a humbler dream. But it is sustainable, and it is actually happy. There is a concept in psychology called satisficing. It is the opposite of maximizing. A maximizer tries to make the perfect choice every time. The best car, the best job, the best vacation. They are always comparing. They are always stressed. A satisficer looks for what is good enough. They find a car that runs. They find a job that pays the bills and treats them well. And then they stop looking. They settle. We are taught that settling is bad. Never settle, the neon sign screams. But settling is the secret to peace. When you settle, you get off the treadmill. You step off the path of infinite growth and step onto the path of enough. Enough is a powerful word. It is a fortress. When you have enough, you cannot be bribed. You cannot be threatened. You cannot be seduced by the next shiny object. You become immune to the advertising. You become immune to the envy. You become free. But getting there requires courage. It requires the courage to look like a failure to the outside world. If you choose to live a smaller life, people will judge you. They will look at your old car and think you are struggling. They will look at your small house and think you lack ambition. You have to be strong enough to let them think that. You have to be strong enough to know that while they are chasing the neon, you are sitting by a real fire. Let's talk about the future of the dream. The American dream is not dead, but it needs to be rewritten. The old version, the consumerist, individualist, expansionist version, is dying. It is crushing the planet and it is crushing our souls. The new dream needs to be about connection, not consumption. It needs to be about we, not me. The neon promise told us that we could succeed alone, the self-made man. The reality is that we need each other. We are seeing the rise of new ways of living, co-living spaces, community gardens, tool libraries, people sharing resources instead of hoarding them. This is the antidote to the isolation of the suburbs. It is a return to the village, but a modern village. It is recognizing that true wealth is not the number in your bank account, but the strength of your safety net. If you fall, who catches you? In the neon dream, money catches you. In the real life, people catch you. So, I want you to go back to that image of the driver in the rain. You are standing in the parking lot. The neon sign is flickering. Success, success, suck. It is tempting to get back in the car and keep driving to the next sign, to hope that the next one will be the real one. But I want you to make a different choice. I want you to turn off the engine. I want you to step away from the glare. I want you to look up at the dark sky, feel the rain on your face, feel the reality of the moment. You are alive, you are breathing, you are enough. You do not need the glow to define you. You have your own light inside. It is quieter, it doesn't buzz, but it is steady, and it is yours. Tear up the shopping list. Cancel the subscription to the lifestyle that makes you miserable. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. The neon promises were never going to be kept. They were designed to be broken so you would buy the repair kit. Stop buying, start living. The American dream is a beautiful piece of fiction. Enjoy the movie, but don't try to live inside it. Live here, in the messy, imperfect, beautiful reality. Because the most radical thing you can do in a world that screams, "You need more," is to quietly whisper, "I have everything I need." If this deep dive into the illusions of our culture resonated with you, if it made you want to unplug the sign and find some peace, please hit that like button. It helps us find other people who are tired of the glare. And share this with a friend who is running on the treadmill. Tell them, It's okay to stop. It's okay to get off. Hit subscribe. We are going to keep exploring the truth behind the myths and finding a way to live a meaningful life in a manufactured world. Let me know in the comments, what is a neon promise you chased that turned out to be empty? Was it a job, a purchase, a lifestyle? I'll see you in the real world.